Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the garden. How are you? All right, we are sitting here the first week of October. I think it's October 3rd. I believe it's the 3rd of October. And I'm seeing the garden wake up a bit after the stress of summer, right? I actually have some blooms. Can you believe it? That is Princess Alexandra of Kent, that pink rose in the background. But the garden is saying hello to me and giving me its final wave, sort of a speak for the season, which I am loving on. All right, let me show you some of these blooms. This right here is outstanding. These are the Vinca annuals, this white flush of flowers that you're seeing on the ground. And let me tell you, these Vincas did not skip a beat. They loved it in the heat. No wilting, no stress. They were just, let me show you the other bed of them. They were just so happy. It was unbelievable. It's like, what's going on here, right? But I do love them. Now that I've seen them grown into the space, I do like them. Let me pull back so you can see it. Get it better. There you go. I do like them in this space. I think it really fills out the area. And so this is something I want to repeat in the garden next year. I will have them wrapping around all of our, what's that, little giant arborvitaes in containers. I like that look. So I'm going to have them wrap all of those containers, right? This one with the coreopsis, we're going to take the coreopsis out, right? Because the coreopsis does not go all season for me, but those annuals will. So I'm just going to wrap this entire bed, this entire stretch of planting on the outside is going to be wrapped in the Vinca annuals. I think it's going to look cute. All right, now we do have a few blooms. Let me show them to you. This little lady right here is Twilight Zone. Looking beautiful. Get that? A beautiful rose enjoying her, and guess who is just bursting in blooms right now, right? Bursting in blooms. My favorite color bloom at that. Look at this. That's Darcy Bustle. Hopefully there isn't a glare. Let me put my hand there. Hopefully there isn't a glare on the camera. If you see my finger accidentally get in the shot every now and again, that's because I'm trying to do a little umbrella thing with my hand over the lens. But look at this. Darcy Bustle. What? Oh my word. I love this rose. I love roses that are going to give me that late season flush of flowers. And Darcy is doing that. Darcy does it. Munstead Wood did it. Oh, and I have a new one in the garden that's doing it as well. And it's a Sophie's Rose. The Sophie's Rose is going to be doing it, right? So we got a few gems here in the garden that I am loving on. Yep, so that is my Darcy Bustle looking really good. Loving, loving, loving Darcy. And note to self, I need to have another planting of Darcy right here. Darcy is right beside Eden. I've got no blooms on Eden right now, and Eden has grown beautifully, right? You can see I have that one cane trained. I need another planting of her on the opposite side, which is right here. And I'm going to remove that rose in the back. That is Comte de Chambeau. Comte de Chambeau, listen to me. Well, he tried. He tried to flower all season, but every bud rotted. Basically, the flowers just would not open. So I'd like to replace him next year with a Darcy. All right, let me show you some more blooms because there's just a few. Don't worry, it's a very short tour this morning, I promise. Look at this. Can't pass it out saying hello to this little lady. This is the Grace Farms purchase that we had. Shirley's Bouquet. That is Shirley's Bouquet right here. Love it. I love her. I want this rose. Well, I was going to say I can't wait for this rose to grow up and put on some height, but more importantly, I want to see this rose over winter. Remember, I tried her last year, and she did not make it through the winter for me, but that was a clearance plant from Home Depot. So I'm hoping that this year, these roses are going to settle in, because they were planted earlier in the season, like in the spring, so hopefully they're rooted enough in order to be settled into the space so that I have blooms from them for next year. Not just blooms, so that I have a plant next year, right? All right, look, our only knockout rose, or surviving knockout rose on this section is still beautiful. A little neglected, I will admit, because I was a bit heartbroken. But still looking beautiful, still giving us that late season color and bloom, which you cannot do without, right? Can't beat it. I'm going to take you into the back garden. All right, look at this angel right here. Princess Alexandra of Kent actually gave us some blooms. I cannot believe it. Let me put my hand back just in case there is a glare. All right. She is looking gorgeous. I hope that we're picking up on the color, because it's really, the sun is really, really, really shining right here right now. Right, she came off of the summer a little bit stressed, which you can see, very few leaves, lots of stems, but this little angel still decided to say hey and give us some blooms, right? Look at this. How can you not love this? Ah, boy. Note to self, I need to work on my rose garden a little bit more, a whole lot more, because I want to see if I can achieve even half of the flush that I would have in terms of a spring flush, if I can get half of that intensity of a flush late in the season. Look at this. I think I should be able to do that. Princess Alexandra looking gorgeous. Just these few scattered blooms. It makes me smile. All right, Cardin Mill has one too. Look at her, filled with black spot, but still a beautiful flower. Yeah, so the garden is saying hello to us. The garden is saying hello and giving us that final wave, that final little tease, you know. I like how nature does that. Gives you that little tease at the end of the season to remind you that, hey, I'm beautiful. Take care of me over the winter. Put a little effort into me into the spring, and I will reward you with some flowers. The fly just went on my hands there. But all right. Oh, look at that. Even Eden is trying to give us a flower. I see two little blooms here trying to be. Do you see? It's one and two. Yeah. And this is, let me come on up, Darcy Bustle from the opposite side. Loving on Darcy. But all right, I'll give you a little sweep of the garden here, so you can see what it is looking like. Right, still a lot to do. Oh, I saw my crepe myrtles in the background looking so cute. They still got blooms on them. All right. Oh, let me show you Sophie as we're here, the Sophie's rose. Let me take you down to her. You know, when I talk to you about a rose, it's going to be good, right? This little rose is going to be a bloomer. It's going to be a late season bloomer. She's going to be an awesome bloomer in the garden, and I'm loving on her. The blooms that I'm showing you are faded right now. This is her. But never mind the faded blooms. Look at all of her buds, right? All of those buds, all of those flowers to come, right? This little rose is going to be outstanding. I'm going to enjoy her. Ooh! You hear me say ooh? Because Elizabeth's chaman. Elizabeth just got my attention. She's like, Naomi, don't walk through the garden without coming over to me just for a moment. This is Elizabeth, people. Oh, and she deserves that. Ooh, doesn't she? Look at this girl. Look at this. Oh. Let's just stand here for a second and enjoy this. Just for a second. Oh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Oh, man. Isn't this beautiful? I can't give up on roses because of moments like this. Oh, man. Let me come around. She is gorgeous. Elizabeth, you are beautiful, girl. You are absolutely gorgeous. Wow. Yeah. All right. I love my garden. Look, moving on. This is, let me see, Crown Princess Margaret. Oh, look at Margaret. Crown Princess Margaret still giving us a few blooms. Okay. There are a few hiding there in the back that I cannot get to. Let's see them. But an absolutely beautiful rose. Remember, this rose basically sits in shade. I mean, if she gets sun, it's for probably 2-3 hours, right? And she still blooms. Absolutely gorgeous rose. Oh, loving on it. And guess what the surprise is? There's a Gertrude Jekyll. Gertrude Jekyll up there has some blooms. You see those two little pink flowers? That's Gertrude. What? Gertrude finally gave us some flowers late in the season. So she bloomed first this spring, and then we had nothing else from Gertrude. I kid you not, nothing else from Gertrude until maybe the last few weeks right here, right wrapping up to the end of the season. She decided to give us some blooms. Do you want to see her? Okay, I have to walk around first to take a look at her. But the garden is looking really good. Sorry, something scared me. Look. Last look again. Elizabeth is looking good. Oh, I like her. I like her, man. I like this rose. I was unsure if I was going to like her, but I love her. Absolutely beautiful. All right, let me take you around to look at Gertrude Jekyll, and I promise it's going to be it, okay? I promise you. All right, before we go to Gertrude, can I just show you? Love them. Little lime hydrangeas. Absolutely love them. Didn't turn white, kept that little green, then played with me with the pink, but just constantly bloomed, and so they maintain a bit of interest in the garden. I actually like them. I'm late to the hydrangea game, people. Oh, stop it. I have to show you something before we go. Look at this. You were right. Look at this. These are the little hardy hydrangeas that were so stressed when we came back. Look at them. You were absolutely right. They are pushing out leaves. Look at that. Absolutely right. So now I'm just hoping, well, this stem has nothing on it, but I'm hoping that they're just happily rootedly growing in there, so that next year we have an awesome flush of our little hotties. Yeah, I was really worried about those, so very happy to see them here in bloom. Let me show you one bloom from Bosco Bell. Bosco Bell has one bloom for us. Okay. And do you remember that in the summer, well, not in the summer, I think we did this about June, July, we transplanted Emily Bronte, moved her from the rose walk beside Gertrude, and we placed her here in the bed with Bosco Bell. Look, this is Gertrude. No, this is not Gertrude. I'm sorry, people. This is Emily Bronte. She is fine. She is quite fine. Right? She survived the move. And hopefully we'll be seeing some flowers from her next year. All right. So that's good. That's good stuff right there. All right. We said we were going to look at Gertrude Jekyll. Let's look at Gertrude Jekyll and then we'll call it a day. I promise, at least for this video. But yes, the little hardy hydrangeas are. Look at that. Leaf me note again. So, yeah. Cool beans and thumbs up. All right. I just hope that we have enough life for beautiful, beautiful, beautiful plants next year. All right. Gertrude Jekyll. All right, so we're making our way around to Gertrude, but before we do, let's do a quick stop right here. Just give you an update on the boxwoods. Remember earlier this season, I cut my boxwoods back to nothing. These are the sprinter boxwoods. Look at them coming back up beautifully. Awesome, right? See, I see some weeds growing in there. Well, I'll catch it. All right. And the interesting thing is, that was my finger in the view. Sorry about that. The interesting and awesome thing is that the fire chief arborvitaes, guess what they did? They grew in and they filled up the space. Look at that. My poor little boxwoods have no sun. So that means this spring, next spring, I'm going to go ahead and cut these fire chiefs back a bit, so that the boxwoods can get a bit more light, a bit more air, and then hopefully they'll take off in terms of growing into the space again. All right, now let's move on to Gertrude, because I promise you, all right, she is worth taking a look at. Chocolate drop coleus, looking good. Definitely prefers her life in the shade. Oops, almost fell there. She definitely prefers being in the shade, which is cool. Alright. Oh man, Munstead Wood is giving us a bloom late here in the season, and I'm going to share the bloom with you. Oh man, he's on the ground because he's can't support his really large blooms yet. But this one has sent up a really long cane. And let me show you Munstead. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Munstead Wood is back. Oh, hopefully he's going to just put on a lot of growth next season and we'll be able to see all of these beautiful, beautiful flowers. Oh, my baby. Let me see. Oh, I can't bend. He's beautiful. Awesome, awesome, awesome having him back in the garden. All right, this is what the rose walk is looking like right now. All of my hydrangeas have turned brown because of the excessive heat that we had. Or light that shines on the rose walk is the poet's wife, always in bloom, right? Some very perfect, beautiful blooms from the poet's wife. Okay, and where we're going to see Gertrude, here she is. I haven't cut her back yet. I'm waiting until November. I'm told that November would be a better time to cut her back because we're cutting her back by way more than half, right? So it is suggested to do it in November. At that point, the rose should be sort of dormant and should not push up a whole lot of new growth because of all of the snipping that we're going to do. But here is a bloom from our Gertrude. And I don't know if you believe it, but listen, this little lady actually has an awesome fragrance that's just filling the walk. And I think it's only 2 blooms of her that's open here. Yep, only 2 blooms, and she is smelling good. Hey, look at the obelisk. Can you see the obelisk in there? She totally swallowed it up, man. Can't see it. I wasn't joking. You thought I was joking with you. There is an obelisk in there, people. And this rose just took away from it and she's gone. But all right, last bloom of the rose walk. Let's say hello to Princess Anne. This is the rose that I'm thinking of removing from the garden. All right. She is beautiful, but she has never drowned me in flowers. And I'm thinking, you know, half of that, 90% of that is my fault because I have her in a section of the garden that does not get enough sun. Maybe she would prefer a little bit more sun. So if I were to plant her again, I would try to plant her in a full sun location to see how she does there. Another bloom from, tell me who you are. Oh man, Crown Princess Margaret. Crown Princess Margaret from the opposite side. Okay. Loving her. Right, and that is my garden, people. That is the garden right here in the first week of October. I'm loving on it. It is beautiful. It has rebounded so much with just a little bit of cleanup, and we did get some rain. We got 2 days, I think, of beneficial rain, and that really helped in terms of the grass. It helped in terms of the plants. It just washed everything off and everything is looking so much better now. So absolutely gorgeous, right? The garden, those late season blooms, I'm enjoying them and I am refreshed by them and I am energized by them. All right, so the coleus that you've seen in the background, this is the coleus that we got from our mother-in-law earlier this season, right? Standing about 3 feet tall right now. I know I always say 3 feet tall is my favorite word, but it really is about 3 feet tall, I kid you not. Let's go ahead and get some cuttings from this beautiful coleus. There's another one back there too. All right, so, and let's bring them indoors so that we have that color indoors for the winter, so we don't have to go through winter without color. And then we'll have some beautiful plants to plant out in the garden next year, right? Loving it. Stop it. All right, people, you're awesome. Oh, look at this weird thing. All of my roses are doing this, and I'm not sure, I'm not quite sure why or what it is. Do you see how very small and fine the new growth is right at the top? And these leaves are not going to mature. They're actually going to dry up, and the very tip of the plant is going to dry up. I'm not sure what that is. I've seen it on my Desdemona. This is it on my Crown Princess Margaret, right? And I've also seen it on, what's his name? Bring Me Sunshine. So, I'm glad it's the end of the season, right? So that whatever it is will not continue. Do you see how the tips right there? Let me go a little bit larger. That's a distance away from me. Do you see at the very tip of that rose is already dried up? And that's what's going to happen with those smaller leaves at the top. So again, not sure what that is. Hey, if you do know what it is, please let me know, right? Hopefully it's nothing to worry about. All right, maybe it's just that they were drought stressed or a lack of nutrition, because I did not feed my roses well this season. I will admit, I fed them once, and that was in the spring, and that was all my babies got, because I had put down compost earlier in the year. So I'm thinking that the compost would have fed them, but maybe they could have done with just a little bit more. But all right, let me stop the talking. People, you know I'm talking, right? I'll find something else to show you. You're awesome. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.